Hazel is 29. She's got a good job. She saves $625 every single month. That's $7,500 a year. She puts it all into her savings account. She feels responsible. She feels smart. After 5 years, Hazel checks her balance. She sees $38,247. She's proud of that number. She should be. Most people her age haven't saved a dime. But here's the thing Hazel doesn't know yet. Her coworker Nathan saves the exact same amount, same $625 a month, same paycheck, same age. But Nathan doesn't use a savings account. He puts his money into one specific account, and inside that account, he invests in one single fund. After 5 years, Nathan's balance is $48,867. That's already $10,000 more than Hazel, and he didn't work any harder. He didn't earn any more money. He just put it somewhere different. Now fast forward 30 years. Hazel's savings account has $238,000. Nathan's account has $1.23 million. Let me say that again. $238,000 versus $1.23 million. That's a gap of $992,000. And here's the part that really matters. Nathan doesn't owe a single dollar in taxes on any of that growth. Not a penny. Zero. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what account Nathan uses. You're going to see the actual math behind how $7,500 a year turns into over $1 million. And you're going to learn the 4 steps to set this up today. And there's one thing about this account that almost nobody talks about. You can actually pull your money out anytime you need it. No penalty. I'll explain how that works in a few minutes. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor or government employee. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always check with a qualified professional. Let's get into it. Why the old way is quietly draining you. Most people grow up hearing the same advice. Save your money, put it in the bank. Don't touch it. And that advice isn't wrong exactly. Saving is better than not saving. But there's a problem nobody tells you about. Your savings account is quietly losing you money every single year. Right now, in 2026, the national average savings account pays 0.38%. That means if you have $10,000 in the bank, you earn about $38 in a whole year. $38. That's a pizza and a half. Meanwhile, inflation is running at roughly 2.4 to 3.8%, depending on how you measure it. So your money is growing at 0.38%, but the cost of everything around you is going up at 3% or more. Think about that for a second. $100 today will only buy about $67 worth of stuff 10 years from now at 3.5% inflation. Your savings account isn't keeping up. It's falling behind every single year. Let me bring this back to Hazel. She saved $625 a month for 30 years. She put in $225,000 of her own money. Her bank added about $13,000 in interest over 3 entire decades. That's it. And she owes taxes on that interest too. After inflation, her $238,000 buys what $130,000 buys today. She saved for 30 years and her purchasing power barely moved. Here's the myth most people believe. Keeping your money in a savings account is the safe move. Here's the truth. It's the guaranteed way to lose purchasing power. The safe option is actually the most expensive decision you can make with your money over time. So if the savings account isn't the answer, what is? That's what Nathan figured out, and it starts with 3 words that sound complicated but aren't. Roth IRA. Let me break that down so it actually makes sense. The account that changes everything. A Roth IRA is a special type of retirement account. You open it yourself. You fund it yourself. It takes about 15 minutes to set up. Here's how it works in plain English. You take money you've already paid taxes on, your regular paycheck money, and you put it into this Roth IRA account. Inside that account, you invest it, usually in something simple like an index fund that tracks the stock market. Now here's the magic part. Everything your money earns inside this account, all the growth, all the gains, all the dividends, is completely tax-free when you take it out in retirement. You never pay taxes on the growth. Not now, not later, not ever. Let me make sure that lands. In a regular investment account, if your money grows by $500,000, you'd owe somewhere around $75,000 to $100,000 or more in capital gains taxes. In a Roth IRA, you owe zero. The government already got their share when you earned the paycheck. Everything after that is yours. In 2026, the IRS lets you put up to $7,500 a year into a Roth IRA if you're under 50. That comes out to $625 a month. If you're 50 or older, you can put in $8,600. That's an extra $1,100 in catch-up contributions. Now, there are income limits. If you're single, you can contribute the full amount as long as your income is under $153,000. If you're married filing jointly, the limit is $242,000. Above those numbers, your contribution gets reduced and eventually phases out. But even if you earn too much, there's a legal workaround called a backdoor Roth IRA. You put money into a traditional IRA first, then convert it to a Roth. It's completely legal. Millions of people do it every year. Now, here's the part that surprised me when I first learned about it, and this is the thing I promised I'd explain earlier. Your contributions, the actual money you put in, not the growth, can be pulled out at any time, any reason, no taxes, no penalties, no waiting period. So if you put in $30,000 over 4 years and then have a real emergency, you can take out up to $30,000 without owing anything. The growth has to stay until you're 59 and a half, but your contributions are always accessible. That makes the Roth IRA the most flexible retirement account that exists. It's a wealth-building machine with a built-in emergency fund. That's a combination you won't find anywhere else. So now you understand what the Roth IRA is and why it's better than a savings account. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let me show you the actual math, because when you see these numbers, you'll understand why I called this a $1 million difference. The math that changes everything. Remember, $7,500 a year is $625 a month. Now let's see what happens when you invest that inside a Roth IRA at different time horizons. The S&P 500, that's the 500 biggest companies in America, has averaged about 10% annual returns over the last 50+ years. Some years it's up 25%, some years it's down 15%, but over decades the average has been right around 10% before inflation, about 7% after inflation. I'm going to use a range of 7 to 10% so you can see conservative and historical estimates side by side. At 7% for 20 years, your $7,500 a year grows to about $307,000. At 10%, it's about $430,000. At 7% for 25 years, you're at $474,000. At 10%, you're at $737,000. At 7% for 30 years, you're at $708,000. At 10%, you cross the $1 million line and hit $1.23 million. And at 10% for 40 years, your account reaches approximately $3.3 million. Now look at what's happening under the hood. Over 30 years at 10%, you contribute a total of $225,000. The account is worth $1.23 million. That means over $1 million of that is growth, not your money, growth, and it's all tax-free. More than 80% of your final balance is money you never earned from a paycheck. The market grew it for you, and the Roth IRA protected it from taxes. Now here's the most important chart in this entire video. This is what I call the cost of waiting. Let's say you start investing $7,500 a year at age 25 and let it grow until age 65. At 10%, you end up with about $3.3 million. Start at 30 instead, same $7,500 a year, same 10%, now you end up with $2 million. You lost $1.3 million by waiting 5 years. Start at 35, you're down to $1.2 million. Start at 40, you end up with about $737,000. The difference between starting at 25 and starting at 35 is over $2 million. Same contribution, same investment, same effort. The only thing that changed was time. 10 years cost you $2.1 million. That's why every year you wait is the most expensive year of your financial life. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Before I show you exactly what to invest in, drop a comment right now. Have you already opened a Roth IRA, or is this the push you needed to finally do it? I read every single comment, and I'm always curious where everyone is on this journey. What to actually invest in. Opening a Roth IRA is step one, but putting money in the account isn't enough. The money has to be invested. If you just deposit cash and don't buy anything, it sits there earning almost nothing. A lot of people make this mistake without realizing it. So what should you actually invest in? You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to become a day trader. You don't need to watch financial news every morning. The simplest and most proven approach is one low-cost index fund. That's it. An index fund is a basket of hundreds or thousands of stocks bundled into one single investment. When you buy it, you own a tiny piece of every company in that basket. The most popular one is VOO. That's the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It tracks the 500 biggest companies in America: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all of them. It charges 0.03% per year in fees. That means for every $10,000 you invest, you pay $3 in fees annually. That's basically nothing. Over the last 10 years, VOO has averaged about a 14 to 15% annual return. Now that's higher than the long-term average. Don't expect 15% every decade, but even at the historical average of 10%, the numbers are life-changing. Another great option is VTI. That's the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Same 0.03% fee, but instead of 500 companies, it holds over 3,500. You get the big companies plus the smaller ones, a little more diversified. If you want more growth and don't mind more ups and downs, there's QQQM. That's the NASDAQ 100 ETF. It's heavier on technology companies. It charges 0.15%. Higher returns historically, but also bigger swings. For most people just getting started, VOO or VTI is the move. Buy it, set up automatic monthly investments, and don't touch it for decades. Warren Buffett himself has said a low-cost S&P 500 index fund is the best investment most people can make, and he's been saying it for years. When one of the greatest investors in history tells you to keep it simple, listen. The myths keeping you on the sideline. Let me clear up a few things that stop people from getting started, because I hear these all the time. I don't make enough money to invest. You don't need $7,500 a year. Start with $50 a month. That's less than most people spend on coffee. Fidelity lets you open a Roth IRA with literally $0 and buy fractional shares starting at $1. The point isn't the amount, it's the habit. Even $100 a month for 30 years at 10% grows to over $197,000. I'm too young to think about retirement. You're not saving for retirement, you're buying time. And time is the most valuable financial asset you have. The math I showed you proves it. A 25-year-old with $7,500 a year becomes a multi-millionaire. A 40-year-old with the same amount gets less than a quarter of that. Youth isn't a reason to wait, it's the reason to start. The stock market is too risky. Over any 20-year period in its history, the S&P 500 has never lost money. Never. Not during the dot-com crash, not during 2008, not during the pandemic. Short-term, sure, it drops. Long-term, it has always recovered and grown. The real risk is sitting in a savings account that can't beat inflation. I can't touch the money until I'm 59 and a half. This is the biggest myth of all. Your contributions, the actual dollars you put in, can come out at any time, tax-free, penalty-free, no questions asked. Only the growth has to stay until 59 and a half, and even then there are exceptions for things like buying your first home. There's one more rule you should know about. It's called the 5-year rule. Your earnings, the growth, not your contributions, can only come out tax-free and penalty-free if two things are true. First, at least 5 tax years have passed since your first Roth contribution. Second, you're 59 and a half or older. So the sooner you open one, the sooner that 5-year clock starts ticking. Even if you can only put in $100 today, you start the clock. 4 steps to start today. Let's make this real. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Open a Roth IRA. Go to Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. All three charge zero account fees, zero minimums, zero commissions on stock and ETF trades. You can open one online in about 15 minutes. Pick whichever platform feels easiest to you. It doesn't matter which one. What matters is that you do it.
Step 2. Set up automatic monthly deposits. Connect your bank account and schedule $625 a month if you can to max it out. If you can't, start with whatever you can. $100, $200, $300. Pick a number that doesn't hurt and automate it. The automation is the key. It removes willpower from the equation. You'll never miss money you never see. Step 3. Invest in one index fund. Buy VOO or VTI. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't spend 3 weeks researching. You can always adjust later. The biggest cost isn't picking the wrong fund, it's spending months researching while your money sits in cash earning nothing. Step 4. Don't touch it. Don't check it every day. Don't panic when the market drops. Don't try to time when to buy and when to sell. The entire point of this strategy is time. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. The people who build real wealth aren't the ones who found the secret stock. They're the ones who showed up every month for 20 or 30 years. That's the whole plan. Open the account, automate the deposits, buy one fund. Wait. It's simple, it's boring, and it works. Nearly half of American households have zero retirement savings right now. The average person says they need about $1.3 million to retire, but the median retirement balance for people who do have accounts is only $87,000. The gap between where people are and where they need to be is massive, but the Roth IRA is literally designed to close that gap. The government built this account to help you. The rules are clear. The limits keep going up. In 2026, you can put in $7,500 a year tax-free. That's more than ever before. The people who win at this game aren't geniuses, they're not lucky, they're just the ones who started. If someone you know is still keeping all their savings in a bank account, send them this video right now. It could be the thing that changes their whole financial future. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the one thing that's been holding you back from opening a Roth IRA? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll do my best to answer. If you're serious about building real wealth and you want to stay ahead of changes like this, subscribe to this channel. I break down everything you need to protect and grow your money. No hype, no fluff, just the stuff that actually works. Next video, I'm going to show you the exact ETFs I'd put inside a Roth IRA if I was starting completely from scratch in 2026. You won't want to miss that one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.